going on, guys? Doing there. Today we'll be going over a ticker symbol analysis on the ticker symbol AMC. We previously, within the last update, guys, mentioned how stock price is pinched in this ascending support, shoving stock price up with multiple different data points, coinciding with this descending resistance. The sellers had to win this battle, pitching stock price down within this channel, or the buyers had to win, shoving stock price above. We did see the drop within that ascending support, and since then, guys, we have dropped roughly around 9% in stock price. So now is the question, guys, is this a spot where AMC notoriously will fade back down, or will we see new buyers step back in the market and squeeze out all these sellers who have recently established their positions? With that being said, guys, we'll remain 0% biased throughout today's video. We're going to jump to a couple different time frames using a variety of different technical analysis techniques to get a price prediction, levels to watch, and much more, guys. Let's get straight into the video. AMC is a stock where you want to see some very nice, strong buyer presence to have that upward-like momentum. As in the past, when we have these little baby bounces, it really doesn't do much. We have this big movement down. Stock price sits here, gains a couple percent, not really doing much, just dropping lower. Not really doing much, not enough buying presence, so the short sellers step right back in. Right here, we had a decent movement up, ultimately being jammed within this resistance, moving lower. Until we've seen nice, strong body bars, getting that nice movement up. Short sellers try to step right back in, guys, to shove it lower, ultimately squeezing up right over these highs, getting that very euphoric movement, guys, where stock price rose about 263% in price action. As of now, guys, you returned all the way back from this low point, potentially having that double bottom-like pattern where stock price has a drop. It comes down, has buyers in this area, rises back up to the neckline being $5, comes right back down being that W-like formation, and ultimately rises back to $5, testing this neckline for a potential breakout. As of now, we are seeing a little bit of short-term weakness within this double bottom as stock price has this big wick on top and flipped two red candles. So, right resetting back to what we said, this is the time on AMC chart where buyers have to step back in and flip it up. Right, as in the past, they tried to do that in this double bottom. We had 1-2 weeks of nice bounce for sellers tried to step back in. Right over here, guys, stuff does not look good. We have a hammer candle printed with a pretty nasty wide bar with a wick on top before completely flipping 180. And that's how all these guys get trapped down here. That's how all these sellers get trapped. How do you know that short sellers are in AMC? Well, first and foremost, zoom out. It's very obvious. And second, it's AMC, right? So keep that in mind, guys. So we are starting to see sellers step back in, trying to get that FU effect and shove stock price down. So as of now, on the weekly analysis, despite being in this double bottom formation, targeting that $5 neckline formation, we have to be neutral because we are seeing the beginning of that drop within sellers, which they have notoriously done. But with that being said, guys, we're very beat down from these highs, and seeing this double bottom formation is very bullish. So as much as we want to come on here and lie, like a lot of people do on YouTube, and they're bullish, it's looking neutral, guys. It's looking neutral because we're seeing seller pressure step back in within this critical area with this big wick and dripping price action. But there is a lot of upside potential if you see that FU effect like we did here in the past, complete 180, when there's around 300% price action to the upside. So with that being said, this is very time sensitive. If you ask me, I've been following AMC ever since 2020, the beginning of this whole shenanigans, and this has continued to be true with AMC stock. So within that rhyme or reason, guys, this is a spot where if you're a buyer, you want to see a quick 180 in price action, trapping the sellers which have newfound short positions. And if you're a seller, you want to see this continuation obviously continue. The sellers did their job, which we mentioned in the last video. If this is broken, you can see new short sellers enter their position and buyers exiting. We did see that, guys. So the number one thing, if you're bulls, if you want to see upside continue, guys, the super critical level being 325 has to be reclaimed, guys. Any other way, it's just going to be hard for the stock. Perhaps we could enter a consolidation phase for eventually coming up and retesting it. But as of now, you're really treading on thin ice if you're a buyer, guys. Just to keep it blunt, we're not gonna sugarcoat nothing. We're not that kind of channel. You really want to see stock get over this hard. If that happens, you could perhaps squeeze out these short sellers, right? And get that nice movement up to eventually retest this channel to get the breakout, right? This cup and handle is still in formation, guys. we get rid of all this, you still see we're still trading within this channel, but we are a little bit sloped down and extended from the highs. So it's not the healthiest sign, but the still can break out. But as of now, on the daily, guys, the data we have to lean bearish. It's just as simple as that. But we remain unbiased, guys. Let's let candles simmer a little bit more, right? If we break the floor, being this, 310, 39, likely we do move down to this big padded blue support, which is a very important region, guys. We did consolidate before getting the breakout, right? In the past, we came up, we wicked out once, twice, three, four, five, six, 7 times before dropping right over here. Support, we held on for a couple of weeks, momentarily fall off breaking, right? Before ultimately closing below that and having a hard movement down, guys. So it doesn't take a rocket scientist to tell you that obviously if we do break that, $3 psychological is the next spot where buyers can reemerge, but it would not be a good look, guys, if this handle structure does drop to the downside. So keep that in mind. With that being said, on the daily time frame, we do lean bearish, but we do acknowledge that short sellers could get trapped if we do get the strong close over 325. You see it over here, you're seeing this big bar of price action moving up very, very violently, having that nice big bar of volume before descending, right? We did pull back, but ultimately that volume confirmation led the dance, guys, and we had a very nice movement of around 44% price action within 1, 2, 3 days after this volume confirmation. We mentioned over here that within this channel, you'll need to see big volume break out of this structure, guys. And that was why this level right here false broke, right? We had to close over this descending channel, the cup and handle formation on the daily, but it was only for 1 hour. And if we zoom out to the volume, we did not get volume confirmation. So that is a textbook 101 false breakdown, which we did mention in the last video. And we held right at that level in the last update, mentioning that if we drop it, obviously sellers are keeping an eye on this level. Buyers have clearly got in over the last few weeks, and you could see a movement to the downside if we break it. We obviously did break below it, guys. Kind of just trading thin before getting that drop. So as of now, on the hourly analysis, guys, seeing that double top over that 325 level once and twice, just makes it that much more clear why it's such a critical level. We've continued to mention 325 over the last 2-3 weeks. Even being over here, guys, we mentioned we need to break out of this channel with volume to see the upside. And we mentioned 325 is the line in the sand. What did stock price do? It knifed down exactly to that level to ascent before bouncing. So obviously on the hourly, it does look quite bearish, seeing that we did close below 325. But once again, guys, AMC does have that potential to flip trends like that and have that FU effect. If we see hard volume pumping in, closing over 325, there still is a possibility that we close over this, right? Break over the handle and still retest 360, ultimately $4. Not saying it can't happen, guys, but the longer we continue to trade anywhere under this 325 level, it just doesn't look good for the buyers, guys. Centering back to the weekly, this is the spot where buyers need to step in, guys, stop the seller pressure if we want more upside. Just as we mentioned over here in this exact same pocket, the double bottom area over here, right? Stock price started to drop, looking like it could be bad between immediately we close over the top of these wicks being the upside indication. So keep that in mind, guys. We're really going to keep a very close eye on 325 moving into the next few days. Anywhere below that, guys, especially showing this weakness, it does not look good. In conclusion, guys, we need to see buyers flip the trend very quick with a volume confirmation over 325. See that short squeeze-like effect, which AMC is known to have. If stock price continues to trade below it, we're likely just to continue to descend slowly till eventually maybe finding a little bit of support at $3. But honestly, guys, it is likely we collapse below that and keep moving down. So this is a very, very key moment for AMC. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I wish I could come on here and say stock price looks a little bit better, because I know likely a lot of you guys watching are buyers, but the motto of the channel, guys, is non-biased technical analysis without the BS. So I hope you guys have a good day, man. Take care and peace.